second. Okay, so courage always relies on the power of God to strengthen and motivate us. So we can motivate each other, we can be motivated ourselves and kind of spread that around as well. So especially in this reading, we see that God's motivating and inspiring Moses and Joshua, and then they're motivating each other as well to move forward with God's plan and go on to conquer the promised land and be where they should be. So just a bit of background. Joshua had already gone to Canaan. Well, no one followed him either, and was told that he needed to wait 40 years until the Israelites could have the promised land. So when Moses is telling him to lead the Israelites to Canaan, he's kind of got two choices on his hands. Either he can trust in God, and that will give him the courage to go to Canaan and conquer it and defeat the people who already live there and occupy it, or to kind of not have that faith and not do anything, which we know doesn't happen, which is great. So the faith that Joshua had in God just shows us that the basis of courage is faith, and it's love, and it's just knowing that God's got his plan and that we're just going to follow that and we'll be okay. And that's kind of the way things are going to go. And it gives you the option to make the right choices and be happy and have a brighter future ahead of you. So leading the Israelites to the promised land shows that God is always with us, and he paves the path that we can find really scary, and that can be quite dark at times for us. So knowing that he's already done it and he's already gone through that, then we see that it's not as scary as we think, and we've always got that support near us that I think sometimes we do rely on, and it's really good to have that as a comfort. And Jesus has already gone through so many situations. He died on the cross, like nothing can kind of compare to that sacrifice and the pain that he went through for us. So it's kind of, when we are in difficult situations, it's quite good to, pray, because Jesus does understand what we're feeling, and he's kind of been there, done that, got the t-shirt in a sense. So it's quite like nice to know that he actually does get how we're feeling, and he understands us completely, and he accepts that, and he still loves us for that. Okay, so I'm going to kind of move on to a bit of my experience, which personal topic, but I really do hope that it's kind of helpful for people, and then it kind of encourages you to have faith and just have the courage inside of you to get through the tough times, and just, I suppose, it's the comfort thing. Like, I totally get it. So the topic today, I think, something that is a big thing. Like, I'm sure everyone has had times where they're kind of scared of something, like a new situation or something that's happening, or like a continuous thing. So it's, I get it's difficult, and I'm sure like loads of people do. So when I was a bit younger, as well as basically my whole life, I was living with my birth family, who were very abusive people. Like, we're talking, they would hit me, call me names. One of the biggest things they used to do, which kind of relates, is they used to be very unsupportive and hate the fact that I believed in Jesus. So they would say things like, "Don't be silly, like, he doesn't exist, that's stupid." Which it really tore me down, and it did kind of get to the point where it does make you question, like, am I right for this? Am I wrong? Like, and it does make you think, am I going to keep believing it, or am I going to be like, no, I don't know if it's, so it's kind of like you're torn between two options, a bit like Joshua was. However, at the time, I was going to this Christian youth group who were very big fans of the fact that I did believe in Jesus. They would sit us down at near the end of playing games and stuff and just give us talks in the Bible, which kind of was a bit nerdy of me, but I always used to ask questions, answer questions, be really into it. And it was quite, I think, a sanctuary for me, just because they actually was really encouraging and supportive, and they wanted to help me learn more, which only made my belief stronger. So it got to the point where I did have more courage to be like, I'm going to believe it no matter what you say. Like, it doesn't matter to me that much that you don't agree. Obviously, I respect their opinions, but I was going to still believe in Jesus and God and the Christian faith. But one night I do remember really clearly, was I was at my bed, kneeling and praying to God and Jesus, about like saving me from my situation, because it got continuously worse. Like, I'd get hit more, I'd get called names more, and there were so many incidents where it got really bad and I didn't say anything to anyone. So I was kind of thinking, the only person I can talk to who's definitely going to listen is God. And I kind of was praying for like months, just thinking, oh, please, can you like get me out? Like, and I did have faith that it would come one day. But then when it actually did, it was the best thing for me. It got me to like a place of safety, and it really like, it made me feel so much happier, and it made my beliefs so much stronger that he does help people and he wants the best for you and he loves you no matter what. And it only takes believing in Jesus to have the courage to say something finally, like I did. I told my college tutor, who was absolutely shocked, who did everything for me. She got me out, she told the police, she did everything, which I'm so grateful for. And I hope it just shows you that there's, God has so much power and he will use it for you. Like, you are everything to him. You're his children. Like, he's gonna do whatever he can to make you happier, to, you know, better your life and just make you safe, happy, and, you know, faithful and just in a better place, which was really great for me. So after that, like all that I've said, you know, I think, well, I personally see, and I hope everyone else sees, that Jesus' loves and sacrifice always helps us to go through many hardships, and with the courage that people have, we're never alone with it. Jesus is always going to be there by our side, because he's always looking down, making sure we're safe. So having that support means that we can do anything. Like, there's nothing too difficult for us to achieve with Jesus at our side. So I think courage is a big topic, and it can be little things, it can be big things. You know, it could just be like getting out of bed and doing something new, especially like, I can't remember who it was said, like getting out of your comfort zone. So I just hope that everyone can see that courage is something we all have the ability to do, and it just takes like the littlest things and prayer to have that.